Welcome to the first episode of our online series in which we take a closer look in 20 minutes on the importance of SAP vulnerability management, how Protect 4S largely automates and simplifies it, and what the added value is for SAP customers. Based on these 3 chapters, you will know in 20 minutes why SAP cybersecurity deserves more attention and how other SAP customers are doing it by investing in a preventive SAP vulnerability management process. Threat actors have the motivation, means, and expertise to identify and exploit unprotected mission-critical SAP applications and are actively doing so, researchers wrote. Unpatched and misconfigured SAP systems present a deficiency in IT controls that would result in audit and compliance violations and penalties, researchers explained. Hackers exploit SAP security vulnerabilities to bypass compliance control and commit fraud.
Many companies rely on SAP systems to operate their business-critical processes. The impact of these processes and systems being hacked is substantial and could have severe consequences, including operational downtime, reputational damage, and the risk of legal procedures and penalties, to name just a few. Securing these systems is therefore of the utmost importance. But how? Meet Protect 4S. Protect 4S is a SAP certified security add-on. Through a continuous process of scanning, analyzing and mitigating, Protect 4S takes care of your SAP security. From operating system to databases and applications, these activities are performed on all levels of your SAP system and are highly automated. Protect 4S gives you an overview of the level of security of your SAP systems, automatically updates your systems with relevant SAP security notes, and provides insight into which security risks require immediate action. Start securing your SAP systems now. Start using Protect 4S.
Did you know that the biggest IT security blind spot is the cybersecurity state of SAP systems? Ask yourself, do we know exactly how vulnerable our SAP systems are? Did you know that the complexity and amount of manual work are the main reasons why SAP customers lag behind in their SAP security? Invest in a continuous SAP vulnerability management process. Start scanning and hardening your SAP systems. Automate and simplify your SAP security activities. Use Protect 4S for SAP security automation and continuous protection. Protect 4S is the world's leading SAP vulnerability management software. Protect 4S is an SAP certified add-on for SAP NetWeaver and SAP S/4HANA. Protect 4S offers easy SAP security analytics. About 2,000 checks on 3 SAP layers: application, database, and OS. Risk and mitigation heat maps. Every vulnerability explained with solution and trusted sources. Multiple SAP security baselines or compliance checks, including custom templates. Individual SAP system scan analysis and multiple SAP systems scan comparison. Protect 4S scans critical SAP systems for about 2,000 misconfigurations, incorrect settings, missing patches, etc. The scan results report shows detailed findings per system. The overview screen shows executed checks and their status, as well as some heat maps showing the calculated risk and mitigation effort. Every scan optionally stores a snapshot containing a full system context. For full details, you can use the Check Overview button. Here, all executed checks are listed with the result and full details sorted by risk. Details are shown by the display button in front of a finding. For example, this very high finding showing the message server access control list is not securely set up. The Check Information button shows additional information like the vulnerability, the solution, and all relevant SAP documentation, such as SAP security guides and notes. From the main screen, you can review the scan history for this system and see, for example, whether improvements have been made to the general security of this system over time. Additionally, from the menu, you can reach the mitigation and remediation features as explained in another video in this series. If you want to look at multiple systems like your complete SAP landscape, you can use the Scan Comparison report. It helps to see if, for example, a baseline is consistently enforced over all systems in the landscape and can be exported to Excel for further processing. Protect 4S offers automated SAP security patching. Overview of missing SAP security notes. Automated implementation of ABAP-related security notes. Up to 75% can be automated. Only Protect 4S has this unique feature. A must-have for every SAP basis or technical support team. Apart from showing misconfigurations and security vulnerabilities, Protect 4S also helps towards more secure SAP systems. Patching SAP vulnerabilities is important to reduce risk, but many customers struggle with this and have a large backlog of notes. Protect 4S can download and implement SAP security notes automatically. The wizard will show you all detected missing and relevant SAP security notes based on performed scans, sorted by risk and detailed with their CDSS score and additional information. By default, Protect 4S downloads and implements the missing SAP security notes in the selected client. A transport created by Charm can be selected, or you can let Protect 4S create one for you. After confirming the disclaimer, Protect 4S will try to automatically download and implement the selected SAP security notes. Manual steps cannot be automated, but dependencies will be included up to 3 levels deep. While the process runs, you can do other work and return when the process is finished. All details of the run can be retrieved. The overview shows the number of implemented notes, the ones that were not implemented, as well as the transport request containing the changes. Up to 75% of the SAP security notes can be automatically implemented, saving your basis team lots of work and can help you get rid of a big backlog of missing SAP security notes. The SAP Notes Overview button shows the details per note. For every note, the details are displayed. For example, why an SAP security note could not be implemented. This is usually because of manual steps. Protect 4S offers SAP security baselines and compliance checks. Scan against all major SAP security baselines. Make your own company-specific baseline template. Scan against specific compliance checks. Protect 4S can be used to scan SAP systems for compliance purposes. The product is therefore shipped by default with templates like the SAP Security Baseline and others. Protect 4S also supports the creation of your own corporate baseline templates, for example, to comply with specific internal or external regulations. This might, for example, include corporate password policies or other regulations. These templates can then be used when defining your scans, and with the comparison report, you can see if a specific template is consistently enforced over your complete SAP landscape. Protect 4S offers a connection map, detecting hidden risks in SAP connections. Scan all connection types between your SAP systems. Find all vulnerabilities thanks to the unique graphical user interface. Export all findings and start mitigating. An often overlooked aspect of securing SAP systems is the connections. SAP systems are typically very interconnected, which introduces the risk of connections hopping throughout the landscape. During penetration tests, this has often led to fully compromised production systems that originated in sandbox or development systems. By using the Protect 4S connection map, you can render a graphical overview of many connection types in your SAP landscape, such as ABAP connections, HTTP connections, database connections, web dispatcher connections, and more. The two principles behind this overview are: 1. Don't create connections from a lower security zone to a higher one, for example, from DEV to PRD. 2. Limit authorizations in the connections as much as possible, for example, no SAP all usage. The Protect 4S connection map is highly customizable to tailor the view to your needs. Drilling down on the connections show the details per connection, such as the source and target system, the user being used, and the authorizations of this user. All data behind the graphical model can also be exported to Excel for further offline processing where needed. Using the Protect 4S connection map, you can really lower risk in this particular area or connectivity and integration. Protect 4S offers an automated generation of mitigation plan. Generate a mitigation plan from every scan. All mitigation tasks are allocated to expert groups. Configure your mitigation plan and export it to Excel. Apart from signaling risks in SAP systems, Protect 4S can also help you to mitigate and remediate findings and risks. Protect 4S offers, for example, functionality to automatically patch SAP security nodes and can also generate mitigation plans that support the mitigation and remediation process. A mitigation plan is created per system and based on a scan of that system. The selection screen allows you to include findings of a specific risk and with a specific mitigation effort. Also, you can include or exclude findings per layer or for a specific team. For example, if you want to initiate a quick win effort, you can select findings that have a high risk with a low mitigation effort and press the Create button to generate the report. This report shows you the findings that meet the selection criteria sorted and grouped by mitigation action, which makes fixing findings easier. For example, the changing of SAP parameters are grouped together so you can change them all together and restart the SAP system only once. The report can also be used to assign persons or teams to the listed items and further process the remediation and mitigation offline. Protect 4S offers check exemptions. Accept risks in a well-documented way. Exclude checks for a specific period. Document the reason why a check has been exempted. When working on the security of your SAP systems, it might happen that Protect 4S findings that pose a certain risk are accepted. For example, it is because other measures are taken to reduce risk or risk is accepted for other reasons. Therefore, Protect 4S allows for the acceptance of specific findings to exclude them from future scans. One way to create an exemption is from the result of a scan. From the scan details, you can create an exemption. Fill in the fields needed for tracking and documentation purposes such as the reason, a time limitation, and information such as the risk owner and the scope of the exemption. Exempted vulnerabilities will no longer be shown by default in the output. However, all exempted vulnerabilities can still be shown in the output by selecting the Include Exemptions option. For CISOs and SAP Security officers, SAP Security at your fingertips. In the overview screen, I can see the risk of the whole SAP landscape while being able to drill down to an individual SAP system or an individual security check. In the system screen, I see the percentage failed checks of each of the 5 SAP systems and the amount of checks performed during the last scan. The history screen shows the history of the SAP landscape of the last 5 scans, in this example, and also the actual progress in vulnerability mitigation work. In the project info screen, I can check the last date and time of execution of the project that contains the SAP system scans. In the single SAP system view, I see the security scan results of a single SAP system, 155 checks executed of which 41 passed. It also shows the distribution of risk levels very low to very high. For every single scan, I can also see a detailed overview of the failed checks per individual SAP system, J75 system in this example. Even for a single system, I can see the history of scan results. This example shows that the amount of checks executed is relatively constant and that no vulnerability mitigation has taken place during this period. The scan info screen tells me the overall risk percentage of an individual SAP system in combination with the level of business relevance and data sensitivity. I can even drill down to any individual check and see the information about a check, the check description, the associated vulnerability, and the solution. How our customers benefit from using Protect 4S. Rabobank has been using Protect 4S software to secure their SAP systems since 2019. Rabobank is one of the largest banks in the Netherlands with a worldwide presence. They deliver services in areas of retail banking, wholesale banking, private banking, leasing, and real estate. As a cooperative bank, they give absolute priority to the interests of their clients. They have about 8.3 million clients globally. IT is becoming increasingly important in the banking world, especially with regard to managing risks. Add to this the fact that SAP is a business-critical application that contains all data related to business customers, and soon also to private customers. Protect 4S not only helps us to scan our SAP systems more frequently but provides us with insight into the risks involved. This importantly allows us to switch the SAP security process from reactive to preventive. With the reports coming from Protect 4S, I can provide my stakeholders, i.e., risk managers, controllers, inspectors, and auditors, with a good overview of and insight into the relevant SAP security risks. In addition, Protect 4S has enabled us to have a standardized and preventive SAP security process that meets the demands of internal and external audits. Protect 4S has certainly lived up to our expectations, and they have shown that they listen to their customers' feedback and additional requirements. We are confident in the future and look forward to new Protect 4S functionality, which keeps us a step ahead. ProRail has been using Protect 4S software to secure their SAP systems since 2017. ProRail is responsible for the construction, maintenance, management, and safety of the railway network in the Netherlands. As an independent party, ProRail controls the use of the railway network, builds and manages stations, and constructs new tracks. In addition, ProRail maintains existing tracks, switches, signals, and railway crossings. Our SAP systems contain business-critical data as well as privacy-sensitive data of personnel, contractors, confidential purchasing contracts, and tenders. That's why it is imperative to have our SAP security in order and know exactly where the risks are, so we can intervene quickly when necessary. To get the same level of quality in securing SAP without Protect 4S, you need at least one or even two extra staff members executing all checks and analyzing manually on all SAP systems. With Protect 4S, this work is all automated, saving time and effort. In addition, Protect 4S offers useful management reports that provide direct insight into all SAP security risks and the mitigation measures needed. Royal Unibrew has used Protect 4S software to secure their SAP system since May 2021. Royal Unibrew, headquartered in Denmark, is a leading regional multi-beverage company providing strong brands to main markets Denmark, Finland, Italy, Germany, France, and the Baltics, and to 65+ countries in the rest of the world. The company offers high-quality beverages including beer, malt beverages, soft drinks, as well as ciders, ready-to-drink, juice, energy, and water products. In addition to their own brands, they offer license-based international brands from PepsiCo and Heineken in Northern Europe. After seeing the demo, we were excited about the possibilities and benefits that Protect 4S offers with regard to SAP security automation and, above all, making complicated SAP security operations much easier. During the proof of concept on a few SAP systems, we were able to experience how easy it is to work with Protect 4S and how much more insight it provides into vulnerabilities, risks, and the required mitigation. Moreover, the cooperation with the Protect 4S team was excellent and very pleasant. After the positive experiences from the proof of concept, we compare the annual license cost of Protect 4S against the benefits, and we quickly came to the conclusion that this business case is positive. We have confidence in a long and successful relationship with Protect 4S. Customer benefits. From reactive, manual, and ad hoc to preventive, automated, and continuous protection. Better prepared for annual audits with better insight into mitigation and risk. Analysis and mitigation activities are made much easier by information pointers, dashboards, and task lists. Clear and understandable management reports for desktop and mobile. Intelligent architecture with a very fast and easy installation without negative impact on performance. Very affordable and user-friendly compared to competitors, without setup costs. Learn more. Ask for a free demo or proof of concept. Follow us on LinkedIn to stay informed. Contact details in the next shot. Thank you for your attention. If you would like to know more, please contact us. See you soon.